Some folks are already failing in their art journey because their approach is all wrong. And while it may be different from person to person, one key quality marks the difference between a cynical, number-crunching content generator and someone who's actually making fulfilling and high-quality work. Each time in the last couple of videos, there have been a small group of people in the comments who are very, very upset about me not using a lapel mic the right way. Like, clipping it to another object or holding it like it's a microphone is incredibly childish and I shouldn't be doing it. Anyway, think about this. Why do people actually get accused of being sellouts? Like, is it really because an artist is being paid or getting paid more than they used to? Sometimes. I mean, there are haters out there. But there's usually a chance that the thing people point out as feeling wrong or off isn't the actual source of a problem. Kind of like how Bill Hader's now famous writing advice goes. When someone tells you that something's bad, they're probably right, but if they give you a suggestion of what could fix it, they're actually usually wrong. So what's the point of all this? Well, someone accused of being a sellout who's maybe dropped off in quality as a result of doing well or netting a bigger contract probably isn't just like suffering from financial success. It's more likely that they're becoming more commercialized, palatable, maximized for broad appeal, or have their edges sanded down, or maybe, due to fatigue, exhaustion, fear, or boredom, they've started to lose the quality that this video is all about: curiosity. And speaking of that, this video is brought to you by Curiosity. It's not. Curiosity is a powerful, primal energy percolating under the skin of all creativity, and the pursuit of it leads to some of the most motivation, strongest output, and most fulfilling work that an artist can do. But what exactly, is curiosity? If you've ever done client work or taken commissions or made something because someone else asked you, or done anything creative for someone else, like make them a logo or write a jingle for their commercial, you probably know this feeling. Yes, you have the technical ability to make that thing for them, but it doesn't mean that you're excited about the project inherently. There might be something missing from it, something that is in the art that you make for yourself for fun. Your hands and your head are connected to the work, but your heart just isn't. The difference is that intrinsic motivation of curiosity. And here's the thing, curiosity can be tuned towards something, a specific subject matter, a genre, a feel, an aesthetic, a kind of story. It can be tuned towards something like a certain process or technique, a way of executing work. The key thing is that there's something in your relationship to the idea, something that you're on the search for by making it. What's really funny about curiosity, though, is that it's different for every person. The thing that intrigues or excites me, the little grains of sand that I'm compelled to turn into a pearl, could be completely different from yours. And that also provides us with the first of two problems. See, I've talked about this before as something called the fan art trap. When you put a piece of fan art online for something that has an existing audience, it tends to do better than anything new or original that you might make simply because of numbers and familiarity. I think we all grasp that. But the people that engage with your fan art may not exactly be fans of you as an artist, they just like the fan art you made, likely because they like that character or property. And then the Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. What if you made more fan art to leverage that engagement? And this is the part where some people have asked me, okay, yeah, and what exactly is so wrong with that? Like, isn't a big part of sharing things online the result of us wanting to get it out there to more people? Why turn your nose up at a tactic that works? The thing is, when this is someone's main or only reason for making art, it simply lacks the soul that it would have were it made with curiosity. And for the artist making it, if they're looking for personal fulfillment or expression through that fan art without having the curiosity for it in the first place, they'll quickly end up burnt out on making it, and their output becomes soulless. Are they successful? Possibly, for a while, and only in the sense of results, not in the enjoyment of the process, which the longer I've worked myself, the more I realize that enjoying the work to a reasonable extent is often more important than liking the final result you create. So here's the thing though, right? One person can make something because they have a genuine curiosity, intrigue, and passion towards it, like fan art about a particular property. And another can make it because there's numbers in their eyes, which leads us to our second problem. That actually makes for like a good business person. And that problem's cousin is this: man can't live on curiosity alone. For most creative professionals, there's simply no way to constantly pursue curiosity in isolation. For one thing, curiosity brings with it challenge. For another, that initial part of the creative process might contain the spark and inspiration to make something new, but in order to make that thing, the execution often takes quite a long time. In London a few weeks ago, my buddy Alex Grigg, who you might know from his incredible animation channel, delivered a great talk on personal projects to a packed room. He marked that initial spark as the time when he was guided by curiosity, but many times through the process of making something, it's just sort of a slog. Maybe not that exciting, maybe a little tedious. But finding new ways to be curious along the way and challenging yourself will make the end product that much more genuine. And here's the other thing, for creative professionals, it'd be great to live in an ideal world or completely outside the bounds of reality and just make our personal things with no care for how well it did. But for the vast majority, we need to take on those client projects, the day jobs, and in some cases, even build a successful online presence that gets a healthy amount of engagement. So wait, what exactly were you supposed to do? And here's the thing, right? While our focus with curiosity is on what's exciting to us personally, the entirety of our work is not all about us. The best creative work isn't just self-indulgent wish fulfillment, but something that other people enjoy and benefit from. In many cases, it's its own act of service, providing entertainment, education, a way to live vicariously, a new way to see things, edifying, enriching, escapist, or enjoyable work. So therein lies this place for balance. To be completely selfish might be to make something artificially crafted to get the most success, even pandering or creating with disdain. But it could be equally selfish in practice to anticipate people will like something just because you made it. Which is why fulfilling work ultimately contains an element of selflessness. Simply getting feedback that someone enjoyed something you made, learned something, or thought about something in a new way, was able to lose themselves for a while, or were really just hooked on the character. And circling back to a point I wanted to make earlier, hey, maybe you're one of those people that genuinely gets joy and satisfies their curiosity through making fan art. Cool, that's awesome. The best work gives an audience value. In the right conditions, even that day job or client work can give us some of those grains of sand, and we get excited about how we can make this thing the best thing it can be, or help the client or your boss or your team to have a better final product. The key is the order that we do things in, what we prioritize. Start with curiosity and build from there. After all, just because fulfilling work is fulfilling, it doesn't mean everything we do can be. So why not choose it when we have the ability to? And further than that, we aren't always in control of what we end up doing, so why not try and find the passion and challenge in the things that we need to do? And by the way, something I feel like I do have to say out loud every now and then is that rarely in these videos am I saying like, don't do this, I'm demanding it of you, like we're under art martial law. It's like, hey buddy, just so you know, you might not want to do that. Now, I'm not sure if that's conveyed as clearly as possible, but the nice thing is that since this is the internet, I'm comfortable that everyone in the comments agrees with me. And speaking of the comments, how about you? What things have you been curious about? What things over the long term have you always been curious about? And can you look backwards in some of your creative work and find things like, yeah, it was this that I was really keying in on. This is what I was sort of obsessed with at the time, and maybe I conquered it or surmounted it or discovered enough about it through a project that I moved on to something else. Because I don't think any of us are really truly curious about a ton of different things over a long period of time. I'm excited to say I'll be at Lightbox Expo again this year, and if you can't make it in person, we'll have some really ridiculous virtual booth sales going on too. That's October 27th to 29th. To stay up to date on everything, make sure that you're on the newsletter, where we've actually been sending helpful art and visual storytelling tips that only take a minute or so to read each week directly to your email inbox, kind of like Biko's Backpack, but digitally. Sign up for that is below. And speaking of Biko's Backpack, September's looks like this, with Pillapreme in all his kingly majesty and Budve looming in the background, along with one of the best pins of this year, I think, with Hames as our Hard Enamel pin. You can grab that at patreon.com/BigolDenizen. The Learn Character Design course is at learncharacterdesign.com. Take care, y'all. Thanks for watching, and have fun curiosity.